On this journey, we're going to look at the talent, the skill, and the resume to determine who was better, Harden or McGrady. Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now listen, if you're looking for passionate and in-depth analysis on the hottest NBA and college basketball topics, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And make sure you also tap that notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you'll get that update, which is every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, coming out of the red corner by way of Los Angeles, California, we got James Harden. And out of the blue corner from Bartow, Florida, Tracy McGrady. Now look, these are two of the top 10 shooting guards of all time, but the time has come to see who was better, Harden or McGrady. Now for this player comparison series, this is how we're going to do it. In order to keep as much bias as possible out of it, let's go over the criteria that's going to be used for each one of the episodes. Now first, we're going to be covering their defensive ability. We're going to go over dribbling, shooting. We're going to break down their finishing ability, how good of a passer they were. We're going to even look at how well they rebounded the ball, right? Just to keep things consistent. Now these first 6 categories are going to give us the eye test to examine each player's talent. But talent, as we know, without production, that won't get you too far. So what we got to do is we got to look at their stats. We got to go over the career averages as well as their peak prime stats. And also we got to look at their awards. Now, not only are we going to go to the awards, but we're going to also look at the winning, because ultimately that's what the game is about. So let's go ahead and jump right into this thing with defense first. Now, when it comes to defense, neither one of these guys are known to be elite defenders. But I got to give him McGrady a lot of credit because he was a really good weak side defender. Using his size, his length, that extreme athletic ability, mixed with his great, remarkable timing that he had, and even as Kobe Bryant said, really quick hands. Tmac was able to come over and be a weak side defender to be able to throw shots at the rim. Now, James Harden's defense is a little different. Actually, it's a lot different. Harden known to not be a really good defender, but what he is, he's a really good center fielder. He plays the passing lanes very well. He's got really quick hands. He's got good timing, even though he doesn't really put the effort out on defense as most people like for a superstar. You got to give Harden a little bit of credit because over the last couple of years, he has gotten better. But when it comes to Tmac and that on-ball defense, I mean, he's gone up against some of the best scorers the game has ever seen. And he's kind of held his own. Like I say, especially to not be an elite defender, you got to give him his credit. I mean, at the end of the day, Tracy McGrady, I have to give the defensive edge just from his shot blocking ability as well as his quick hands to be able to poke the ball loose. Okay, next up we've got the dribbling. Now, this one right here was one of the tougher categories to break down because it's so good. Both of them really, for their size, are really elite. James Harden, I mean, this guy's like a wizard when it comes to dribbling the ball. The separation he's able to create with his in and out moves, his behind the backs, I mean, he's dropped a lot of players on the ground and just sat there looking at him. Tracy McGrady, for somebody who's 6'8", I mean, he's got handles like a guard. I mean, he's not spectacular as far as, a lot of Showtime Skip to Malou type handles, but for 6'8", he's got a remarkable crossover that's very effective at getting him to the rim and getting him easy baskets. But James Harden, like I said, he's like a wizard with this ball. I mean, he's really, truthfully, he's got it on the string. Both of them, like I said, when it comes to handles, when it comes to being able to create the separation needed, it's tough, but I got to give it to James Harden. I mean, he's a chef when it comes to being able to create enough space to either get to the rim or get a shot off. Now, when it comes to shooting, this right here is a little easier to break down. James Harden, to me, is an elite shooter. Like I said, because of his handle, I have to give him that advantage, but I also have to give him the advantage when it comes to shooting because he's such an elite shooter. Being able to create the space, being able to hit tough contested shots, I mean, it doesn't get much better than James Harden. And like I said, from a three-point shooting perspective, he's definitely better. Now, one advantage I do give Tracy McGrady is clutch shooting. Tracy McGrady, as we know, is one of the most clutch shooters of all time. Who remembers that game years ago against San Antonio where they were down 13 points and with 33 seconds to go, Tracy McGrady literally scored every single basket, and most of these were tough, contested threes with defenders draped all over them. I mean, like I said, when it comes to clutch shooting, I give Tracy McGrady that edge. But when it comes to just shooting overall, I've got to give James Harden a slight edge. It's not as lopsided as you may think, but I've got to give James Harden that slight edge, even though McGrady, man, he was such a killer. I mean, he was a killer. Not only was he nice when it came to shooting, but McGrady, when it comes to finishing, That's where he really is special. He's really supreme. But James Harden's no slouch. I mean, James Harden's a guy that despite his, he doesn't have elite athleticism, he will punch it home on a big man easy. I mean, we've seen him dunk on Howard, JaVale McGee. We've seen him bang on Rudy Gobert, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Like, Harden will go strong. He's very crafty as well. You got to give him that. He finishes very well at the basket. But Tracy McGrady is on a whole nother level when it comes to finishing. Tracy McGrady's athleticism is off the charts. I mean, we've seen him literally jump over guys, jump on guys, he spin around them. Like he was like an artist in the air. He reminds you of Kobe when it comes to the craftiness that he had as far as being able to switch hands in the air. It was almost like a magician-like. But McGrady, being that he was bigger, stronger, I mean, this is a landslide for me when it comes to finishing. Tracy McGrady has to win this category, and it's not even close. Now, when it comes to passing, this is probably the toughest one. I mean, both of these guys are remarkable passers. James Harden, because he attracts so much attention, and he does have a high usage, so he gets a lot of opportunities, he makes some of the best pinpoint passes we've seen. And McGrady, once again, I mean, this guy would give you 6, 7, 8 assists a game, so he was no slouch either. Now, I think that I have to give a slight edge to James Harden here because he has led the league in assists before. But Tracy McGrady, like I said, when it comes to passing, he had that ability to do it. I think Tracy was more of just a natural scorer. But when it comes to passing, I have to give the edge to James Harden because we've seen James Harden set guys up. A lot of no-look passes. Even though McGrady could do that, I think Harden was better at being able to get the defense to commit to him and really drop those pinpoint passes when it comes to whether it's lob passes over the top, when it comes to bounce passes. It really didn't matter. He literally has everything that you want from a facilitator, even though he's such a great scorer. Now, rebounding, like I said, to me, this is a landslide. This goes to Tracy McGrady. McGrady, like I said, because of his size, because of his athleticism, and that long wingspan that he has, he was definitely the better rebounder. But James Harden is a sneaky rebounder. Granted, the eras are different, and so stats are a little bit more skewed specifically for guards and rebounding in today's game. But James Harden, like I say, you got to give him credit. At 6'5", 6'6", he goes down there and he bangs with some of the big guys and will go into the competition to get the rebound. But McGrady is definitely the winner when it comes to rebounding. Now, when it comes to the stats category, James Harden takes the edge when it comes to points, assists, and steals. Now, statistically, McGrady has the advantage when it comes to rebounds and shot blocks, all right? And you can see the postseason as well as regular season, peak performance as well as overall. But at the end of the day, the stat category, I've got to give that edge to James Harden, even though Tracy McGrady's career is over and Harden's still in his prime. Now, the awards category, as you see, James Harden, he's already got an MVP on his record, 7-time All-Star, 5-time First-Team All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ as well. Tracy McGrady had a very similar career, 7-time All-Star, and a 2-time First-Team All-NBA, even though he did make third team twice as well as second team 3-time. He also was a 2-time scoring champion. When it comes to the awards, I got to give that advantage to Harden because of that MVP. Now, when it comes to the winning category, neither one of them has won a title as we know, but James Harden has been to the NBA Finals, even though they both have been to the conference finals. Harden gets the edge when it comes to winning because he has made more playoff appearances. At the end of the day, Tracy McGrady wins the defense, finishing, and rebounding. James Harden pretty much wins every other category. So when it comes to the all-time ranking, even as of today, I've got to give James Harden the edge as being the better shooting guard in NBA history. So what do you think? Who do you rank as the better overall player when you're factoring in talent, skill, the NBA resume, everything put into the equation? Harden or McGrady? Go down to the comment section below and let me know who you rank higher in the all-time rankings as of today. Listen, if you like these player comparisons, I'm going to start doing more of these. On Monday, we're going to have the next episode dropping, which is going to be Larry Bird versus Kevin Durant. Make sure you stick around for that one. But as always, I want to thank you for coming through to take a look at the video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, tap that like button, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the journey of a Ballaholic.